Welcome to the ASAP tutorial. In this tutorial we will cover logging in and creating an absence. To begin, let's go and click on the staff link. When the page loads, we'll go down to the second link and choose ASAP subcalling software. And in the upper right hand corner we need to enter in an ID and a PIN. Now the ID is simply your W number, and let's replace a W with 2 zeros. And your PIN is going to be 4 digits. That's a code that you got from either Debbie, Teresa, or Mary Zulo. If you need a refresher, you can contact them. And here we're taking a look at my homepage. Now there are 3 announcements you can see for professional development leave, request for leave, or general directions. Well, let's skip over those and take a look at create an absence. That's on the left sidebar underneath the calendar. And we're going to create a fictitious absence for closing on a house, and let's pick next Wednesday. So I could either enter in by manually editing the date, or what I find to be easier is clicking on the calendar and just choosing the date that way. So it automatically makes that my end date, and then we need to choose an absence reason. Now there are a whole bunch of them here. However, if I'm going to be closing a house, I believe that will be personal, and I will need a sub that day, and then also I need to choose what absence type. Now that's neither full nor half in the morning or the evening, so we'll choose custom. And I will be missing 3rd through 8th period, so I'm going to be gone from 10:10 to 3:25. So we can just enter that manually. And now, after we go next, we can review our information, 8:25, personal, custom. We have our times from 10:10 to 3:25. And then there's 2 other things that you need to enter in. One is a note to the substitute, and this is where it'd be good just to tell them what periods you'll be missing, which class that would be, and the room number. So period 3 is German 1 for me, and that's in room 221. Then I could say periods 6 and 7, those are German 2 and are also in room 221. I could also give information such as where the submaterials can be found. And if we go down to the notes to administrator, this is where it would be especially helpful if we left notes for Debbie and Teresa as to exactly what times and what periods will be gone. So it will be period 3 through 8, and that's 10:10 a.m. to 3:25 p.m. Once we're done, we've reviewed that our information is correct, we can go to the bottom right and click Save, and that will create the absence. Now we can review the information, make sure it's all correct. You have the person, when. If you notice status means unfilled, that means that a sub has not yet been filled. Once the school year starts, that will automatically be filled the moment that you create an absence. But since they have not been added yet, since the school year hasn't started, that remains unfilled. If you need to edit or delete it, you can click that. But then if we look at the approval status, you can see that now it's unapproved. Other approval statuses could be partially approved and fully approved. Approvals received, 0. Last approval action, that will tell you the date and the person. You could also take a look at the different approvers and approval comments. Now a couple notes on all absences except for professional development, whether that be curricular or athletic. The first approver is going to be either Debbie or Teresa, and the second will then be your building principal. But please make sure if you're going to have a professional development leave, you contact Willie or Mark first. One last thing to view here. If we go to the right, upload new, this is something where you could just go ahead and load up your subplans so they don't get lost or they're hard to find. So you can just hit upload new, go to browse, and then you could just find the files. I would offer one piece of advice, which would be to use a PDF, because that way you don't have to worry about what sort of Word document they're able to open up. Okay, and then underneath ASAP, let's track our absence because it has been created. So let's click on Home, and we'll scroll to the bottom of the page, and we can see that we've created an absence for the 25th. Those are the times. Right now it's unapproved, but when it becomes approved or partially approved, it will tell you the approver and the time, and then you can just check to see how that goes. So this concludes the ASAP tutorial. If you have any questions, please contact Debbie Kalinowski, Tris Tiemann, or Mary Zulo.